Hi guys, what's up? So this video is going to be on a Spyderco Southard and Emerson Gentleman Jim. So I wanted to show these off before I pimp them so that you guys can see what they're like before and after in the same video, and then also give my thoughts on the knives themselves, because I'm getting in a shitload of orders actually, and thank you very much for doing that, guys. Thanks for your support. So I'm getting in knives I've never had in before, so I kind of want to give not really a review, just kind of a first impressions type deal, in case you're looking to purchase one of them. So the first one is a Southard. Have had lots of these in, have pimped a lot of them. This one's a little bit different. It's got the red, which I believe is a dyeing process. I did not do that. Came in that way. So I don't know if the owner did it or if he had it sent to somebody to be done. I don't know. But I have been hearing about, you can dye this, you can dye the G10. I've never seen it before, so it looks pretty good. I mean, if this used to be black, it sure and shit surprises me. He did go around and smooth some of the edges, it looks like, with sandpaper to give the edges kind of a polished look, which is kind of cool. So this thing's going to get anodized, so that should kind of give it almost like a two-tone anodized look, which should be pretty cool. The other really neat thing about this one, and I really like it, is this flipper has been modded. It's a lot pointier. So I think it gives it's not like a texture grip thing, but it's like a point into your meat of your finger grip. Whereas the other one, see, this is how my Southard lives. $250, and mine sits in pieces. But that's okay. Part of the deal. Everybody that pimps knives, you got a box of shit sitting around of knives that you wish you could use. Sorry. So anyhow, that's what the original one looks like. Just a little bit more of an angle on there. Kind of just, it gives it a different look. I really like it. So I might end up doing mine that way. We'll see how that turns out. I don't know why I'm never going to get to flip it again, but no big deal, not complaining. So the other one is the Emerson Gentleman Jim, I believe is what it's called. I really like this knife. It is a larger knife, so I'm not sure what the blade length is on it, and I don't have a tape measure right here, so I apologize. And I'm not one for specs, you can look those up. So this one here, the customer or somebody had modded the pocket clip with an acid pattern on there. Also did a 9mm casing for the thumb disc. But it is a really nice knife. The size is larger than what I particularly like, just because the fact in Michigan, if you're carrying over 3 inches, it's considered a concealed weapon. Even if you have your concealed weapons permit, and if you're carrying a Glock, you won't go to jail for that, but you'll go to jail if you have a 3 1/4 inch blade on a knife carrying concealed in your pocket, which is totally asinine. So I would not carry this one, just because of that fact. So, and I mean, in Michigan, if you get pulled over for a traffic light or doing 50 in a 45, you have to state that you're armed, and at that point it's up to the officer. He can search your vehicle at that point, and you. So if you were to get pulled over with this and a Glock or whatever pistol, you wouldn't get in trouble for the pistol, but you'd get in trouble for this, which is beyond me. But anyhow, so I really do like Emerson's design of his knives. I wish his quality level was a little bit higher. Granted, I know the purpose of these, why he builds them, military, law enforcement. For their uses, they don't care if there's water jet marks on the liners and whatnot. But I think something that, I don't know, just to me, if my customer base was military and that type of stuff, and I was building a purpose-built tool that they didn't care about that stuff, that's fine. But when my customer base starts turning into more of the general public, collectors, that type of deal, I don't know. To me, I would pay a little bit more attention to the minor details that are important to most consumers. That's just me. So, I mean, you can even tell, like, the backspacer on here is smaller than the liners, and the liners are smaller than the scales. Not by a lot, but by enough that to me would irritate the piss out of me. Especially when I know of no other knife that has that issue. No other knife companies, even the liners are not the same thickness. You know, one's titanium and one's stainless steel, and they're not the same thickness. To me, that's just being cheap. You know, I even asked them, I sent them an email and asked them why those liners are not the same size. And they say because they use whatever they have in the shop at the time. Really? So, seriously? You know, I don't know of any other company that, hey, this uses whatever they have in the shop. They order what they need. So why would you not order what matches your liners? I don't get it. And if you're going to sell it as a titanium liner, they both should be titanium. You know, the water jet marks are easy to take out. So part of when I pimp these, I take all those water jet marks out. I either stone wash it, acid wash it, or bead blast it, depending on what the customer wants, so that they look nice and smooth. I mean, even the jimping up here is just, it's just ugly. I mean, it's just ugly. The knife is great, and you know Emerson does custom knives, so you know he's fully capable of making an awesome looking great knife. You know, it's not that he's not capable of doing it. And to me, the lining up of all this stuff, you know, if you're gonna make a drawing and if you're gonna make them, why not make them match? Because everyone I've ever seen does not match, none of them. So it's not like, hey, there's a variance and some match and some don't. I don't care. It's that we drew them and they don't match. None of them. At least none of the ones I've seen. So, and that's all a difference in process. You know, I am a professional product designer, so I'm not completely talking out of my ass here. I have had to work with manufacturing, different processes. You know, when you do something up in AutoCAD or whatever software is being used, if the scales are being done by one process, the liners are being done by another process, and the backspacer is another process, each one of those is going to have different tolerances, and they're going to come out at different sizes. So what you do is you make a prototype, and the prototype is off. So you go, okay, I need to adjust the drawing for the scales to be a little bit smaller, so that the next time you run them, they match. Same thing with the backspacer. Okay, it came out a little bit smaller, so I need to adjust my tolerances, make the drawing a little bit bigger so they match. It just seems like the final step they didn't do. So all you Emerson lovers out there, I love them too. I really do. Those little tiny things are the difference between, to me, $120 value and a $200 value. You know, these things will go for $180, $190, $200. To me, you know, I can get a bench made for $120 that's better quality than this, same materials. So, yeah, I mean, I love Emerson. I hate to talk bad about this at all, because his designs are great. I just wish he would bump up the quality a little bit. And not so much, like, again, not so much because it's a military tool, but because now I would assume a lot of his customer base is you and me, you know, and those little details matter to a lot of us. So that's just my opinion, guys. So no reason to really get in them comments and flag me and F you too much. I completely agree. You know, everybody's got a different opinion on everything, and feel free to put your different view, you know, down in the comments. But I will tell you one thing: if you're nasty about it, you know, I've gotten comments that were just totally rude by some 12-year-old kid sitting on his bed, living in his mother's house, that thinks that, you know, they can be an internet tough guy. If you're one of them and you want to put a nasty comment down, I'll delete it and then I'll block you. just flat out. Just beware. So alright, part 2, we're back. Let's see, how did everything turn out? Pretty damn good, actually. So the first one we're going to take a look at here is a Spyderco Southard. Did bronze anodizing, acid stonewash the pocket clip. That's that, what is it, Thunderstorm Kevlar over travel tab. And then Thunderstorm Kevlar scale. Turned out pretty good. Looks way different when it's been polished up. Still got that modded flipper with acid stonewash blade, and then put it on the wicked edge. And I've been having a little bit of problems with my wicked edge, and I think one of my ceramic stones is jacked up, causing me issues. So I took this one up to what is it, like 1,000 or 1,200? What is it? It's the 800 and 1,000. I didn't use the ceramics on it, and I think it is sharper than the previous ones. I think one of my stones is jacked up. It might need flattened or something. I'm not really 100% sure. So that's something I'm going to have to work on. But turned out really good. So that one's done. The second one is the Gentleman Jim Emerson, which turned out freaking awesome. So the blade, he said he wanted a light stone wash, and it's not light, but different metals take differently to the acid, and this one got darker than I thought it would quicker. Again, same edge on there, extremely sharp, but not quite so mirror. And then the OD green micarta distressed. You can kind of see the polished areas that I did to kind of smooth it out. Still has his pocket clip. I did run it through the stone washer so that the looks similar to the blade. The liners, I went through and ground all the water jet marks off. Even went into the jimping everywhere and got rid of all the funky ass grind, or no, not grind line, but the water jet marks, and then bead blasted them. I could acid stone wash this one because it's regular steel, but this one's titanium, and I can darken and then stone wash titanium, but I don't think they're gonna match. I think the only way to get them to look matching and even was just to leave them bead blasted. So let me know, dude, if that's okay. It should be. I mean, it doesn't bother me, and I'm picky, so I mean, I wouldn't let it go if it bothered me. So this thing turned out great. Also carbonized the lock face, so there's no more stick whatsoever. This is now nice and comfortable, and should be a great EDC knife. I really like it. So, you know, once you take care of those little quality issues with Emerson knives, I mean, they're great knives. I love them. I have some on my list. If anybody's got a mini A100 or a micro commander, let me know. I want to buy them. So, or trade for pimp work. But they're hard to find. So at any rate, turned out great, and these will be going out Monday, as long as there's, I'm sure the owner is going to be watching this video. Sure, as long as there's no issues, I'll put them back in the cases that you sent them to me in and ship them off. And that's it. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and if you're not following me on Instagram, I've been posting progress pictures. Bauer Blade Works, you can follow me. It's a lot easier than doing a video. I can just take a quick picture and post it up there. So that's it. Alright, see you later.